Hey, good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. Yep, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on YouTube today. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Another superlative video. Worst team in the SEC. Now, some of you are going to say, well, this is obvious, Uncle Lou. Well, maybe, but let's be real. There were several really bad teams in the SEC this year. I mean, some epically, historically bad teams in the SEC. Florida, what happened to you? Yeah, you had a lot of players get suspended or whatever, but still, you're loaded with talent down there. You know, quarterback position been up in the air, but still, who saw a 4-win season coming from Florida? Raise your hand. Nobody. They're a candidate for worst team. Arkansas hovers around the 6-7 win mark forever and a day with Brett Bielema. You know, fans love the guy anyway. You know, they meet him every Tuesday night at Golden Corral. You know, sit on his lap, take pictures with him. I mean, they just worship this guy for whatever reason. I don't know. But not anymore. Ran you off now too. Terrible year for Arkansas. Texas A&M, hard to make an argument for them being the worst team, but geez, it just same thing happens to them every year, right? You win a few games first couple of weeks of the season, first month of the season or whatever, can't finish. Man, ran him off. No, Sumlin, he's gone. Vandy, a little disappointing this year, to be honest. And you say, well, it's Vandy. They're always disappointing. I thought Vandy would do a little bit better than they ended up doing this year, but still, not the worst team. Yeah, Tennessee, the worst team in the SEC this year, and the argument could be made that they're just the worst team in America. Just an epically, historically awful, bad, terrible. I mean, whatever negative words you want to use to describe a team applies to Tennessee's season this year. Absolutely horrible and terrible, and really no excuse for it either. You know, Butch Jones was in year 4 or 5, so you can't really say, well, he's got somebody else's players. You know, you had 4- and 5-star players. You had 2 quarterbacks you were real excited about. Neither one panned out. You spent all of September trying to tell everybody that John Kelly was the best running back in the SEC. You know, you had these players on defense that you swore up and down were going to be all SEC and were superstars and all this, that, and the other. And then you go out and just lay egg after egg after egg after egg. I mean, it got to the point where even Tennessee fans were laughing at themselves. I mean, you guys were just absolutely embarrassing to watch this year. Nowhere near an SEC caliber team. Tennessee was looking at Kentucky and Vanderbilt from a few years ago and going, wow, I wish we could be that. You know, where they were at least winning 1 or 2 conference games a year. You go through the whole season, 0-8 in SEC play, absolutely terrible. You take your worst home loss in 100 years to Georgia. You get beat at home, 41-0 to UGA. Butch Jones is out there trying to tell everybody that things are fine, unicorns and rainbows. You should have fired the guy halfway through the season. He hangs around and hangs around and hangs around, loses to Kentucky. I mean, just epically bad. Epically bad. One of your best players, Jawan Jennings, goes on, was it Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and basically makes a video saying everything that Uncle Lou had been saying about Tennessee all year long. You know, they're terrible, they're a disaster, the coaches don't know what they're doing, the program is in the toilet. But I mean, he just railed on Tennessee. He gets kicked off the team. You know, now they're begging him to come back. That's neither here nor there for the purposes of this video, though. Jerome Pruitt, you know, oh, please, Jawan Jennings, please come back, come back. You know, really, this season derailed, in my opinion, for Tennessee in that Florida game. A great game, really a back-and-forth type of game, came down to the end. And in some poetic justice, really, for UGA fans, Florida hits a Hail Mary on you to win the game on the last play of the game, after you spent a year bragging about a meaningless Hail Mary against an average UGA team the year before, right? I mean, that's all you talked about. All offseason was that Hail Mary, because let's be real, that's all you had to talk about. You know, we went through 4 years of Butch Jones, 5 wins, 7 wins. Now he's improving every year, Uncle Lou. The guy was a joke. The guy was a cartoon character. He was a character of a coach. He just terrible. Now he can't even get a job. He's begging for a high school job now. Just a, you know, lie. What a disaster this guy was. Hashtag still blame Dooley. You know what, though, with Tennessee, I don't think it's a coaching issue, you know? I mean, how can you have 3-4 coaches in a row that are just that bad? Dooley, Kiffin, Butch Jones. You fired Fulmer, right? In 2007 or 2008, whatever it was, you bring these three clowns in. None of them can win. Now here you are, you done made yourself full circle. Fat Boy Phil back in the fold at Tennessee like the prodigal son, like a dog returning to his vomit. You guys are acting happy because Phil Fulmer's back running the show now, blaming everything still on Dooley. Oh, now you want to blame Haslam. No surprise to me that the owner of the Cleveland Browns is the biggest Tennessee booster. No surprise to me at all. Tennessee Vols, the Cleveland Browns of college football, by far the worst team in the SEC this year. And the case can be made that they were just the worst team in all of the Power Five. But there it is, the 2017 Uncle Lou Superlative Award for Worst SEC Team goes to none other than the Tennessee Voltards.